Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I am Damian Hill. With me, as always, is TJ O'Connor, and tonight we are joined by Davy, the Apex Predator Young. Uh, I can't even say it right. But you're coming off of a very successful win. Very first round, I believe, 1 minute and 4 seconds into the first round via armbar. I was only able to
Yeah.
I was only able to see the following sequence of the fight. Could you talk us leading up to the finishing sequence where you locked up the armbar, and then talk us through the armbar as well?
Yeah, so that kid's I think a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I actually don't really know why I hit that arm bar to be honest with you, but I mean, like we were in the back of the locker room and like Randy was telling me to do some sweeping arm bars, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna submit them from my back, so I don't think I'm gonna go to the ground. And I shot in like the first 3 seconds and submitted him. I was just like, okay, but basically, so he took me down, or I took him down. I think he, turned me over. My arm got trapped underneath, so I kind of had to roll through. Kind of messed up my shoulder as well from that. But um, as we started rolling over, he hit me, so I grabbed his glove underneath, just kind of set it up and make him understand, like, okay, now if you hit me again, I'm going to armbar you. So as he lifted his hips to kind of shift over, I just kind of let it fly. I just pushed his head over, just kind of gripped and ripped, honestly. And before we even flipped over, he was already tapping. So that thing was pretty tight on his shoulder.
Oh yeah,
It's
nice.
just, yeah, I just waited for him to kind of lift his hips. And that was like the key moment to just switch mine.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that. Like, as soon as the hips moved, it was one of those ones. If you watch jujitsu or if you train in jujitsu enough, oh, this one's going to be dangerous. As soon as he moved, you were moving faster, and there was no reaction time. It just happened. It was
Hmm.
beautiful. Um, I guess, like, what type of preparation were you even having leading up to this fight? Were you rolling at all? Were you doing mostly sparring?
No, I mean, I was, rolling, doing more of like striking though. Honestly, I wanted to actually strike because I still haven't shown people like how I can strike really, and I'm pretty dirty with it. But for some reason, I just want to. I don't know. I just be wrestling people, man. It's annoying. I don't know why my mode goes into that, but it was mostly striking. I mean, we did a lot of like. I knew he was a good jujitsu guy, right? So we did a lot of defensive things. So I had guys on my back because all of his wins, I think, are by rear naked as a pro. So we did a lot of like shark tanking me from my back, and then um, working me from the bottom, making me get up off the wall, things like that. Just because I knew this kid, I fought two of his teammates already. I beat Alan Oliveras and I lost to Mohammed, and then they just did the same exact thing. It was pressure, 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 hit, give me against the cage, wear me out. You know what I mean? And then grind, just grind, grind, grind against the cage, waste the time, get me tired out. So I knew exactly that was the game plan that they would do with that one. So I kind of want to just get that done pretty quick. So as soon as I shot that takedown, I was like, okay, I don't want to roll around on the ground with him. So let's figure out something that can possibly get me out of this situation. And I did say, I warned him. I said, if you give me a chance to finish this fight, I'm going to do it. And, basically, stay on your toes, dude, because it's gonna. I'm pretty nasty with it, especially with some sneaky jujitsu. Learned from Nick Compton, by the way. That dude is sneaky, and Randy. Some guys have the sneakiest jujitsu ever.
100%, and he gave you the opportunity and you took advantage of it. And
Mhm.
I've seen talking a lot on social media about the changes you've made with recently, and I feel like that's been shown in your last couple of performances, 2 out of the last 3 now. And you mentioned fighting a couple of your opponent's teammates. What changes and how you implemented them? How do you think that they kind of game planned for what they saw on tape before, and how much you think that benefited?
Definitely, definitely. Because after that, Mike Murray, he was talking to me. So like after he's all slinged up and shit. Um, he was talking to me in the back, and he said, yeah, he's like, he's like, something. I heard you were like a brawler, and I wanted to brawl. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm not like that anymore. I'll get there technical. Like, yeah, I'll probably like mess you up on the feet in like boxing sparring. But it's more of a technical now. That's really a company to Randy and then Nate as well, man. Nate has really forced me to, really be technical, or otherwise I'll get the shit beat out of me by him. You know what I mean? So I kind of had to like get thrown in the deep waters with Nate, and like DeLorean, and then really, really hone in on that striking skill and like kind of slowing down. I mean, I'm still not there yet where I want to be, but Randy's still telling me every day to slow down. But um, I'm starting to learn that kind of patience, and that patience is what's been helping me a lot more than before because, yeah, as you guys know, I would blow my gas tank in the first round, go rah, 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 all freaking excited and aggro. But being more patient, letting the, knockouts or whatever it is fall into it has kind of been the biggest key for me.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess, well, with your record being where it is right now, and you being at this point in your career, you knowing that you want to go out there and prove that you have other attributes as well as wrestling, as well as jujitsu, as well as striking. When you're looking forward to making your fight picks or your matchups in the future, are you looking for stylistic matchups in a way? Are you looking to probably face a grappler and then out grapple them, face a striker, out strike them? Or are you looking to maybe face a grappler and force them to strike and vice versa? You know what I mean? How do you plan on proving your point on your fighting skill moving forward with these matchups? And how do you plan on picking those, I guess?
Yeah, so I think moving forward, I'd say with the matchups, it's just being a mixed martial artist. You know what I mean? Not being a wrestler, not being jujitsu, not being just a striker, not being just Muay Thai. More of being a mixed martial artist that knows how to adapt in a situation. I think I had a coach one time tell me my adaptability is very, very good, and I got away from that. With whatever was going on in my life, the last whatever years, but I think adaptability and being just a complete mixed martial artist is going to make me be prepared for anybody. So I don't think, we don't really look for stylistically matchups. We just look for the smart fights. You know what I mean? Before I just did nothing but go against prospects. Granted, Mike was a little prospect back down, down in Kansas City, but it's more of the smart picking my opponents now. I got kind of excited. I wanted to go fight again in Kansas City on December 1st against Gage Young. He's like 6-1. And my management team was like, slow down,
Yeah.
but they're like, even if you beat the kid, it's not going to do anything for you. You know what I mean? That's just, so we kind of have to build this record back up. I kind of, fell a little behind there for like 3 fights. So my mind's straight, everything's good now, and I'm ready to get refocused and start dominating again.
Yeah, and I'm glad you touched on, the fights that you were taking, because dating back to, the last couple amateur fights even, you were taking, really tough fights against tough guys throughout. How important is it now? You mentioned this management team you have. How important is it to have people in your ear to kind of calm you down when, the warrior inside of you goes, no, I'll fight that fucking guy. Hey, let's rethink things.
Yeah, so it's a big thing. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing for me is shutting up and listening, and following what my coach says, and what my management team says, because I don't know anything about this shit. All I know how to do is fight. So like the business side of things, I'll go there and fight anybody, and that's just who I am. But it's not smart. If I want to take this to a level, that I can take this to, we need to be smart in who we pick, smart in who we fight, and kind of doing like that. Like this Mike Murray was perfect setup for it. Unfortunately, that guy, it's just a different level. And unfortunately, I don't understand how a white belt. I'm a white belt, by the way, everybody. I'm a fucking white belt. No stripes. I got no stripes. I'm a white belt. So jiu-jitsu is fun to me, but I love doing more of like catch wrestling. And that's what's been like my biggest advantage.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those. I'm glad to hear that you say that you are listening to them as well as you are, because speaking as a guy who has made all those mistakes, not even having a management team, fighting anybody, thinking that, oh, this next win is going to get me to the next level, or thinking that the people that are looking for the next fighters are going to understand the circumstances that I took this fight on 2 days' notice. I barely lost. I went up a weight class. They're not going to hear that story. They're going to see
give a fuck.
lost on the record. They're going to be like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to see that red L.
Exactly.
See that red L.
Yep. They're going to look at the record. They're going to see a lot of space in between the next green and that red because you fought everybody. And that was my biggest mistake. So it's glad to see that, especially while you're still young in your career, catching yourself and listening and start making the right decisions moving forward. And I guess when you are doing that, you know, when you're looking at the fights that possibly make sense versus the ones that don't make sense, you know, like beating a guy with a good record always feels like it's going to do something great for you, you know, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you might even want to fight a guy who is undefeated, but no one is looking at them just because the experience or whatever, or to build the record against guys who are undefeated and things like that. But at the same time, you still need to get yourself to a certain place as well. How is the management team, if you are able to reveal it, like assessing all of that moving forward, the risky fights versus the fights that are going to do something for you, even in a loss? Because I guess Angel Pacheco's the best example. He just lost his last fight.
Yeah.
Got the contract.
Savage, bro. I tell you, that kid is such a savage. I wanted to fight Angel so long, bro. And I'm like, God damn, dude. That kid is a savage.
Yeah, he is. So I guess it's like moving forward, like finding the fights like that where even in a loss, your stock goes up. How do you find those fights?
Dude, honestly, like I told you, I don't do anything with that. It's my coach, Delinko James, and it's my management. That's what my management team, they always try to talk to me like, bro, go talk to my coach. My coach you can talk to my coach about that because he can make the decision because I listen to Delinko and whatever he says. He is in charge. So, you know what I mean? That's the head coach, and he makes the decisions on what he thinks the smart fights are and what's not a smart fight. So, ultimately, you know, it's with them as well, but Delinko is a big decision maker in that.
Oh, hell yeah.
And obviously the management team is making the decisions here, and you touched on potentially December 1st, and they said, you know, not quite the matchup. A timeline looking good for you. Ideally for you, would you like to get back one more time here in 2023, or do you think it's going to be early next year before we see you back in there?
December or January, man, hopefully. So I just this last fight, I kind of messed up my shoulder a little bit, dude. Like when I slammed that guy, it was a little overzealous slam. I just fucking wrecked my shoulder. But they think, you know, let's start trying to look for December or January for sure, and then try to get at least, you know, 4 or 5 fights in the next like 8 months. So we're trying to like really pump out our next 10 months. So like we're really trying to pump out these fights and get that record to at least like 8-4. So then we can make that run. And then, I'm also trying to go back down to 45. So, that's going to be a big move because, you know, it's kind of hard at 55 right now to get in the UFC.
Oh, yeah. And you're a big boy. It might be hard to make 45 as well.
Oh, dude. Nuh-uh, bro. I walk around now at 164.
Oh, shit. Okay. No, I'm just, dude,
I had to cut 4 pounds to make weight at 55.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You look shredded. You look
crazy.
amazing. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, moving forward in the future, looking forward to the next fight and everything. I mean, crap. I had a question. I'm totally blanking. TJ, you want to save me?
Yeah, no, like I said, that's definitely interesting. You know, your big frame, you definitely did a lot of work at 145 as an amateur. It'd be interesting to see you get back down there. And I mean, I'm definitely excited for the future. So, I mean, please let us know when you get back. You know, once you do get some word, we want to pump it out there for people to see. And unless Damian remembered his question, I want to give you the time just to thank any teammates, sponsors, anybody outside the gym that's been there for you in this big win through the tough period and on to, you know, brighter times.
For sure. Did you remember your question at all, Damian?
No, I don't. It was It was
That's
obviously
okay.
a question anyway. It wasn't. Yeah.
That's okay. But no, I want to thank you guys for like getting me on here, letting me come on and like talking with me. It's pretty cool. It helps me, to really become more knowledgeable in my game. It forces me to actually think about what I actually do. I kind of prepared. I was like watching my video for us. Okay, so Damien asked me this fucking question. What am I gonna say about that? Yeah, I mean, yeah. But no, I want to thank my coaches, man, Delinko James, Maurice, Randy Santiago, all my teammates there at work gym. That gym is amazing, man. I telling you, they have given me an opportunity that I don't think I'll ever be able to repay, but I will spend the rest of my life trying to, you know what I mean? I like to thank my roommates, my bosses, man, all my supporters. Keighley North is was the job that I work at, and people there are just amazing. They're so supportive there, and they bring a lot of positive energy to my life, especially over these last 3 months. I really like to thank my family, man. Like honestly, they're really, really big supporters of me, and I had some family down in Kansas City as well, so it was great to see them too. And then just kind of thank my management team. They actually paid for my fine. That's why I haven't fought in like 6 months because I was suspended. Um, yeah, so they went and paid my fine for me to fight. So but I paid them back. But it was it's pretty awesome of them to do that for me, and allow me to get back into the ring, back into the cage, and fight again. So like I'm really feeling a lot of support lately, and I'm really excited about my future.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited as well. I can't wait to see the next one. Please keep us informed. We would
For
love
sure.
to pre-fight interview for you for the next one, not just the post-fight. People watch this video, like this video, subscribe to Trash Talk with Damien and TJ, and we are out of here.
You can watch the video too on YouTube. Is now the full fight is.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I'll post the link in the description of the video and everything too.
It'll be-
Hell yeah.